Hi guys, welcome to Classic TV Facts and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. You're going to be hearing some background noise as the neighbor is mowing his yard, and it's going to be loud. My wife's watching TV. My son's clicking away right over here. But it is what it is. It's what I got to do. Today's video is, do you remember the TV show Good Times? Dyn-O-Mite. Yeah, that one. Here's some neat little facts about Good Times. Esther Roll got her start on the stage when she was born in Florida, the 10th of 18 children born to Bohemian parents. She moved to New York City and worked in the garment industry before beginning her performing career with the African dance troupe Sholaga Aloba. Esther was one of the founding members of the Negro Ensemble Company, along with Rosalind Cash, Frances Foster, and her sister Roseanne Carter, who are all future Good Times guest stars. John Amos was just 8 years older than Jimmy Walker. But when Good Times started, Jimmy Walker was 26, and Amos played his father. He was only 34. Esther Roll, who played Florida, his wife, was 53. New Jersey native Amos was a pro football player who transitioned to acting, landing the recurring role of Weatherman Gordy on Mary Tyler Moore in 70. Walker was a comedian with only a handful of TV appearances when he was cast as JJ. I came on to be funny, Walker told PBS Pioneers of Television. Roll and Amos were actors, so they were thinking, we're acting. I came out as a stand-up. It was a spinoff of a spinoff. Lear's All in the Family introduced Maude Finley, B. Author, the opinionated cousin of Edith Bunker, played by Gene Stapleton, in December of 71. Less than a year later, Maude had her own show set in the affluent suburbs of New York City. And beginning with episode 3, she also had a maid, Florida Evans. Roll was often given Maude's sharpest punchlines, and Lear and the writers gradually expanded her role. Her firefighter husband was introduced towards the end of the first season, played by Amos, but originally played by named Henry. Midway through season 2, Florida and Henry were spun off into their own series, making Good Times a rarity. Spin-off of a spin-off. Good Times broke continuity with Maude, and Florida's Goodbye in 74. Henry Evans gets a promotion, and Florida quits her job with the Finley family to be a stay-at-home mom. When Good Times premiered 3 days later, the Evans family now lived in Chicago. Henry's name was now James, and he no longer had a job. Norman Lear was not the creator. Lear developed and produced Good Times, but the series was created by two African-American writers, Mike Evans and Eric Monte. Evans played Lionel Jefferson on All in the Family, and when he expressed a desire to write, Lear offered him the Good Times pilot. Evans collaborated with Monte, a college friend who had grown up in the crime-ridden Cabrini Green housing projects in Chicago. The Evans family lived there too, though the name is never mentioned. John Amos was fired, with all the attention being paid to Esther and being paid to Jimmy Walker. Esther and John began to feel personal responsibility for the series. Lear wrote in a 2014 book, Even This I Get to Experience. This led to frequent clashes, particularly about JJ and his antics. By the end of the third season, John Amos was so glum and dispirited that it seemed impossible to go on, Lear wrote. So we decided to write him out of the show. Amos accepts some responsibility for the split, telling Jet in 2008, I wasn't the most diplomatic guy in those days. Esther Roll quit. 5 months after James' death, which took place off-screen, Florida goes on her first date with the shopping owner, Carl Dixon. As Moses Gunn, Roll's former Negro Ensemble Company colleague. Carl proposes to Florida at the end of the season, and when the season 5 begins, a now married couple is honeymooning in Arizona. Florida and Carl eventually decide to stay there as Carl is treated for cancer. In reality, Roll chose to step away from the series. Janet Dubois became the star and got Janet Jackson as a daughter. When Janet Dubois promoted to lead, Lear gave Winona a powerful storyline. Early in season 5, JJ meets Penny, who's played by Janet Jackson, the daughter of an abusive mother, Chip Fields, In a 4-part story arc, Winona takes Penny and begins the process of adopting her with the help of a social worker, Mrs. Dobbs, played by Alice Ghostley. Good Times was Janet Jackson's first acting job at age 11, after a season on the CBS variety series The Jacksons. Dubois would recreate the character of Winona on The Wayans Brothers in '97, reuniting with Bernadette Stanis as Thelma and Johnny Brown as building super Bookman. She and Janet Jackson reunited in '86 when Dubois played her mom in the music video for Control. Roll returned for the final season. After sitting out season 5, she returned for the final season as Florida, except Thelma helps Thelma prepare for her marriage to football player Keith. The series concludes with good times for everyone as JJ gets a new job, Thelma announces she's pregnant, Keith recovers from the injury that threatened his career, and the Evans family finally moves out of the projects, along with Winona and Penny. Good Times lives again on Blackish in 2016. ABC's Blackish paid tribute to the Evans family in a popular sitcom's second season, with Dre Johnson falling asleep during a Good Times marathon and dreaming that he and the rest of the cast are members of the Evans family. Blackish even built a duplicate of the Good Times apartment and depicted supporting characters like Penny, Keith, and Bookman. And there you go. A little bit long, but it's a neat little TV series. Got to say that the Jan Dubois, John Amos, and Esther Roll, great actors. The kids, not so much, in my opinion. I didn't think they were very good at all. As a matter of fact, Jimmy Walker, the only thing he had going for him is his skinny physique and his Dyn-O-Mite, and that's it. He just wasn't a very good actor, in my opinion. But it was a cute series. So that's all I have for you. Please don't forget about classic rock and country music facts and trivia. Get on over there and please subscribe. Have a great day. God bless you. We're praying for you.